All right, and we are back and currently joined by Dollar Ranger and Meatball. What's going on, guys?
Hello
What
there.
up?
All right, so yeah, we are gonna push back to this old format of doing things. I didn't actually set the teams, and for this first matchup, the first one we're gonna be covering, and Meatball, are good thing you're here. And voice channel is open, so anybody in chat that wants to join, you're welcome to join. The games we're going to go over are basically all the games that were. It's 8 games that were exclusively top 10 teams. There were a couple games that might have made it had they turned out differently, but they did not turn out that way. So it's 8 games. First one we're touching on is Spaghetti versus Instinct. As I get this one put into the computer machine. And if you're not sure how to get to the Discord and you want to join, there is an invite down below. What's up?
Looks like Andy's gonna be getting Sputnik again.
Oh, okay. That'll be fun. So yeah, Spaghetti with Instinct. I'm almost there, and we can actually talk a little bit more than usual because we don't have to rush as much. That it's only considering it's only 8 games there. I can do it like that. Oh, gotta move the chat back down. There.
Nick, what up?
What up, Sput? And I actually have. This is orange. With this, so
Do I
cards. What's up?
do I have to commit to the whole session?
No,
No.
Okay. Well, I'll be here for a little bit.
that's
I want
cool.
to say hi.
No problem. Yeah, we're only gonna go for probably about 30 minutes or so. But yeah, there we go. So I got the cool little things underneath there to accompany. Now those are based on the Sunday night. Those aren't up to date. That's at the start of the week. That's where the situation was. So Spaghetti versus Instinct. And I didn't actually write this down. Meatballer, go ahead and remind us. I'm pretty sure Instinct won this game, didn't they?
No, we beat them in 2.
Did you? I feel like you're pulling my leg right now.
We did.
Dollar.
Ask anyway.
No, all right.
Hold
Hold on.
on.
Hold on. I'm
Okay,
pulling it up.
wait.
I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling it up.
Dude, it was a hype ass game.
Yeah,
We won.
Spaghetti
It
and
was Spaghetti and
Spaghetti
2. Look at that. So we'll put that up on the screen. Kapow! And yeah, big win for Spaghetti. I don't know, Meatballer, how you feeling about that matchup? I don't know if I did I. Oh, I had that on. That was one of those. Yeah, that was the one right before the one I did, Creamy Milk and Illuminati. So I had it on, but I wasn't paying like that close attention to it. So how'd it go? How did it go, Meatball? How'd you feel about it? And Spot, you casted it. I don't know if you have anything you'd want to say about it.
It was a very exciting match for us. We went
Wait,
in
what did I cast?
the
Spaghetti
Spaghetti
versus
versus
Instinct.
Instinct.
I'm sorry, sorry. I'm so inattentive right now because I'm so fried. Um, I think that I don't remember.
Wow.
I don't remember.
Whatever, dude.
I don't remember who won. I don't.
Alright, I guess I'll talk about it. But it was a very exciting match. We went in, so we scrimmed Instinct like 2 weeks before, like 2 or 3 weeks before this game, and we kind of killed them. And so we went into this game like really excited because we knew the votes would be in favor of Instinct, so we were just very excited to win it, like attempt to win it. I thought it was gonna be like in 3. I thought it was gonna be insanely close, which it was. But the defense was good on both ends. Like they had some really good saves. We all of our shots were just very odd. You know,
You definitely have
it was
some
just
shooters on your team there. That's for sure.
Okay, now I know what we're talking about. So, Mirage. Okay, that's not the right thing.
get
Instinct.
yourself
Instinct.
together, dude. You gotta.
I thought Instinct was so much higher on the MMR scale than you guys are. So I really thought this was a massive upset, and then I look at the numbers, and it really wasn't such a massive upset. But it was a really good game, and I felt like Instinct just couldn't get in their bag, to pull a line from far. They just couldn't get in their bag. They couldn't get their rhythm, and you guys really shut them down. Every time they try to get their bubble offense started, you just shut it down.
Oh,
he he. Oh, I was gonna say he was in the middle of talking. Suddenly his mic just muted now. Or I'm having Discord problems here.
Okay, well,
Yeah, no, Discord is suddenly muting people out of nowhere. You and Sput are randomly being muted out of nowhere. Oh, okay. It just seemed really random and consistent. Oh, yeah, it seemed really inconsistent.
I was muted on the stream there for a moment, so nobody heard me responding to you. Stream, I had been muting myself, and obviously that's pretty obvious. I'm gonna turn myself down a little bit. Actually, I'm kind of loud. As I'm hitting that red bar. But yeah, no. So it sounds like it was a well fought game, but Spaghetti coming away with it. What was the score on that? I actually had it just
Okay,
here.
hold on, I have it here. 14-8 the first round, 7-4 the second.
Yeah, so close to that second round, low scoring there, and Sputnik mentioned that defense. So it sounds like it was good. So I guess all right, we'll push on to this next matchup. This was Creamy Milk versus Illuminati. This is one that I casted over on VRML2. I'll be right quick. I'm gonna get this the proper stuff up on the bottom there. Get that one and this one here. This I'm kind of repurposing what Palador made into something different. There we go. So yeah, Milk. This was a really well fought game. They haven't submitted the scores. I don't remember the score. Oh, they did submit the scores. Look at that. So it was Illuminati 11-2 in round one, but then round two, 19-11. Creamy Milk actually scoring 11 points in that second round, and it was really, I mean, it was really well fought game. I imagine nobody here actually caught the game.
No, I didn't. I'm pretty sure there was another game going on at the time.
There was another game going on at the time. That was the other Joker game. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so I think most eyes were on that one. Joker and Infinite. I'm pretty sure it was.
I'm not sure I watched that one either. I might have been busy doing something.
So yeah, this was a really good game between these two teams. Although it was Illuminati. Oh, that's right. I can do this. I forgot. I think I might have forgotten to do that. Yeah, Illuminati did take this one and two. And that's what contributed to that was one we were waiting for. And oh yeah, we were gonna double check the standings. So since that did go through, let's see, Illuminati did not push up over Infinite actually. Yeah, so still at 1280.
Stayed the same.
Yeah, and Milk did drop to 1220, but yeah, there was that nice buffer between them and Legends. So yeah, it wasn't. They didn't actually move in the rankings.
I'm kind of curious to cut you off. At the upper bracket, where's the biggest skill divide between what teams do you think there's the biggest skill divide?
Joker, Kang, and everybody else.
So what's the MMR difference between the top two and the third?
Well, they're both 1340
they're
and then
both
1290.
Yeah, Flair and
I
everyone
guess
else is
really
1290 or lower.
it's those top five there because it was the top four. It's the top five there: Illuminati, Infinite, Flair, Kang, and Joker. And then Kang and Joker kind of in their. This is how I would rank it. They're kind of in their own category, and then the top five. And then really the way it's broken down there with the gold after that with Orbit, Spaghetti Instinct, Milk, Legends, Ignite, Jax fighting their way in there, Gambit fighting their way in there. Yeah, I think it's fairly the way it's ranked, but I think so. Yeah, I'd say the first to two, and then the top five, and then about the top 10 to 12. But at that point, I think you get really gradual. I think at that point you're really talking more chemistry differences than individual talent differences. Once you get down to there, because there are some, you play with some of these players in those on those bronze teams, and they're amazing. They're great players. They're great players, and you're like, I could, you think, oh, I could definitely see playing you up in silver or gold, and it's just the team. The team is still a newer team. They're still getting their chemistry down, still figuring out the strategy and all that kind of stuff. So that's really, I mean, that's really where a lot of that rests is just on the team aspect of it, not the individual player level.
Yeah, there's a distinct difference in playstyle as you go higher up in the chain. It seems to, in some cases, it slows down. Like in the case of King Gorillas, they're known for their slower play, but accurate, and they can be fast if they want to, but it's traditional slower passing, a lot of back passes. There's a distinct difference just in general between the high and the low, where it starts to get more sporadic at certain parts, but there's a lot of similarities too.
So the one exception to that would be Joker. Joker is they're so they have such a they
really
kind of do everything.
And yeah, they kind of do a little bit of everything. So they're kind of that one little difference there.
Right, so yeah, that was the Milk vs. Illuminati game. So we'll push on now, and I keep forgetting about the text on there. Flair and Ignite. When was this game? I feel like this is Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday. No. This is earlier in the week. I think this was the one game I could have pulled highlights for. That was Flair did take that one in 2 there. We'll do like that, and I also have the cool little text boxes that in here. Just takes me a moment. And what is that noise?
Meatballer set
Oh, my
up
fault.
set up a
My
push
fault.
dog.
I forgot to beat my mic, bro. I'm
We
getting
do
some
have
food.
Zenith joining us. What's going on, Zenith?
Yeah, he's here for his matches.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up?
It's my favorite 30-year-old,
Gotta call him out.
15-year-old.
Oh my goodness.
Sounding like he's my dad, and he's like a teenager.
So yeah, Flair and Ignite, that went to 2. That was on Thursday. Game 1, Flair took 19-3. But then game 2, round 2, Flair took it 14-10. So Ignite trying to come back there in round 2, just not quite able to make it. That was Palador and Caption casting that one. What was I doing on Thursday night? Why wouldn't I have watched that? I must have been. Oh, I was casting Jax versus Creamy Milk with Strem. Well, actually, I did not see this game at all. Dollar, you had something to say?
I think I watched bits and pieces of this one. In the first round, Ignite just seemed really scrambled, and they were making a lot of little mistakes that just kind of ended up costing them. And I think there were also some missed goals, if I remember correct. But then the second round, Ignite definitely came back. They started getting more into the groove. They were fixing a lot of the little mistakes that they made, and they ended up not being able to make it in the end. But they were almost playing like different mindset or team, like almost a full reset before that second round hit. So they did make a good comeback. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough to get that third round.
So yeah, okay. So that yeah, because Ignite is a team that can fight really just about any of the other teams in the league here, and are Palador and Andy getting into it right now? Or are they just agreeing with each other in long form? There's just the two of them in chat right now going back and forth there, but I'm loving it. But yeah, definitely agreeing in long form. He says, "Oh, I love it." Yeah, so it's definitely a game that's probably pulled up a bunch of really good highlights. Like I said, I could have had highlights for this one, but because it was the only one I would have had the highlights for, I ended up just not pulling any of them. All right, so we'll push on now to the last of. I call these the top 10 exclusives. So we have there's the top 6 exclusives, the top 10 exclusives, and the top 10 implicits. The implicits are the ones that if they had gone a different way, we would have covered. This is the last of the top 10 exclusives, which is games that are exclusively top 10 teams, but if they were exclusively top 6, they would be top 6 exclusives. That's probably a little too much. I'm probably talking way too much. But yeah, this was Ignite versus Kangarillas, and again, I forgot to do this. I'm pretty sure this was, what's this today? Yeah, it was at 5 o'clock Central. Kangarillas did take that one in 2. And Kang 16-3 round 1, 18-3 in round 2. And yeah, I mean, it's Kang. You know, they're number 2 in the league for a reason. Even though they did well, we'll get to that. But yeah, so what time? So this one was on at 5 Central, and so all right. So I did watch this one, but it was shortly after my own game, and as I was prepping for the Joker Kang game, so I didn't actually pay as much attention to it as I should have. But so did anybody actually get eyes on this one? Anything they can say about it?
The
I
Ignite Kang game.
Yeah.
I casted that.
You
And
remember
it
it?
was yeah, I do remember it. King Gorillas was very dominant. Ignite had a few good plays, but they would just be getting shut down by the boosting, by the stronger team dynamics and team chemistry. It was just not to be too unfair to Ignite. It was just a slaughter.
A slaughter, he says.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
I mean, looking at the scoreboard,
Ignite.
that seems accurate.
I got to back that up though. Ignite has this big roster, right? They have 6 players. They're constantly going between the players, and it's very difficult to find that type of rote chemistry that you're gonna only find by playing with the same people. So newer players, other players, different dynamics, and Ignite just had a hard time keeping on in this match.
So yeah, and like I said, I mean, it is Kang. Kang is just they're just good. They're so good. And yeah, I don't know because I didn't actually I can't remember it all that well because I was so tired because we played Illuminati first and then we played Tent immediately after that. So I was just tired and so not paying as much attention as I otherwise should have. I did have it on, but yeah, it's Kang. But respect to Ignite because Ignite is a really strong team. They've been around for a while. What's that?
I got a lot of love for Ignite,
Oh, 100%.
um, but I'm gonna call it like I see it, and I really want to see Ignite get in their bag. I keep using Far's word. I love that phrase, getting the bag, and they just need to, you know, get their rhythm down. I want to see them succeed in season 2. I want to see them crush it, and I know that they can do it.
All right, so we'll push on now to our first top 6 exclusive, one of 4. This is Flair versus Orbit. Those cards are not correct underneath. I will get to those in just a moment. But let's see. This was Flair did take this one in 3.
Wait, we got a round off? I forgot. Oh, we did. You're
According
right.
to you got
Yeah,
round
we did.
2, 13 to 10. Flair took round 1, 17 to 12, and then they mercied 22 to 2 in round 3, and that makes me think I definitely watched this. But I don't recall. No, I would have been casting Legends and Deception. So yeah, Zenith, go ahead, take it away. What do you have to? What's your what's your take on the game from someone who was in it?
Honestly, it was like 2 days ago, so I don't really remember. But I mean, I remember first round was pretty close. It was just we made more mistakes, and they were getting plays off. But it was like they scored once, we scored once. They scored once, we scored once, and then they scored twice, and that was the game. So then round 2, we won. Then they took a timeout, and that kind of like iced us. So we kind of, lost our momentum from the round 2. And then we were having some issues. One person lost his controller.
Oof.
Wait, no, that was in the Infinite. Never mind. We were just having issues in general then. That was a different game. Yeah, and then we got mercied. Pretty fun.
And also, I gotta throw an apology. Sneaky was in one of the games I was casting earlier, and because he's always in chat, and he does have this tendency to kind of be really critical of the teams he's watching, which is fair. I mean, fair enough. You see a mistake, you wanna point it out. And but I called him out on it. But the way I called him out, just the way I phrased it, it was like I was really like going out. You know what I mean? Just like I was like, "Hey, stop it!" And I wasn't. I was just pointing it out. And so apologies to Sneaky if he took that the wrong way.
I'll let him know.
Because yeah, I did apologize to him at the time. And he got what I was trying to do because he came said something positive. And Powder, what the hell? Why are you saying that? Why are you saying I'm choking right now? That is so mean.
That is so mean, and that's uncalled for. How can you do that to him, Palador?
Yeah, I'm so hurt right now.
I'm still here with you. You always got me.
Thank you, Spot. Thank you, Spot. All right, so yeah, Zenith, and Zenith, not done with you just yet. got one more here, and that was Orbit and Infinite.
Andy,
Yeah.
get in the comms.
Andy, get in comms, he says. Andy, get in comms. We know you're here. And let's see, what was that game? That wasn't today, was it?
That was yesterday,
Okay,
probably.
so Infinite
Hold
taking that
on,
one
let me
in
check.
2.
It was yesterday at 8 Eastern, Infinite 2.
And I'm going to update these cards as well. The Orange Orbit versus Infinite. Who's that?
It's Andy.
That would be Andy.
Andy! What's
Andy.
going on,
Hello.
Andy? We're on Orbit versus Infinite from yesterday. And I don't know, what's your take on it for someone who's in the game, knowing that one of the opponents is in the comms with you right now?
It's fine. It was a good game. I mean, the first game, I think, just got away from him a little bit. 'Cause I don't think the score necessarily represented the entire match. I forgot what the exact score was, but
Which one was
I
the
thought-
close one? The
Hold
first
on.
one or
Let's see,
the second one?
13 to 3 round 1, 10 to 8 round 2.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one.
10
one,
to 8
yeah.
was the one that represented the closer game because I think
That was
honestly
a
after the first game, we're
30-second
kind of like, oh yeah,
score.
and then with 30 seconds left or whatever, we ended up finally getting it in. But if you go back and like rewatch the game, your guys' defense was super good. You could see that we were trying to like push it in and play like maybe a faster offense, and then we were just getting jammed up or stopped, and then having to try to back out, or you guys would get an intercept. So it
As
was
I
a really good game.
recall, our man coverage is garbage. So,
Yeah, it worked. So maybe it wasn't so garbage.
I mean, we got scored on, so I don't know if you could say it worked. But
The first game you got scored on. The second game, not that much. But
yeah.
I'm trying to rethink of like other stuff that happened during the game because most of what's in my mind right now is the Joker game that happened today.
Fair enough.
Keep it
fair
on
enough.
your mind because that's where we're going next.
Yeah, that's all I got to
Okay.
say. I mean, I don't think it was almost a game 3, right? So it was a close game. It was
It was
fun.
close. It was close. Don't worry, I've got a list of mistakes here so I can reference. Yeah, it was mostly just comms mistakes, actually, from what I'm seeing. It was just like a pass back, not going to the right place, so you guys grabbed the disc. You know?
All right.
Missing twos. We missed a lot of twos. Yeah, that's about it.
I'm sure it's an exciting game.
Disagree.
Meatballer trying to blow out her eardrums.
I was choking on apple juice.
Oh, don't choke, man, on your apple juice. Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why. I had to watch this game. I'm looking at the schedule and it doesn't look like. I mean, I casted something at 9. So I was around. But I don't remember the game. Unfortunate. So all right, we'll push on. Andy, don't leave just yet, because we got. Oh, there it goes. Took a moment. And that is Joker versus Infinite. This one happening not that long ago, just finishing up actually just under 2 hours ago. And that one, Joker did take that one in 2, but I'm looking at the score, and despite the fact that I didn't watch this, it does look like, because the last time you guys played these guys, it was in 2, and it was that second round, it was a 1-goal game, just like your, what was going on there? What's your take on that game?
It's a little bit of a heartbreaker. It was just super close games again. Every time we've played Joker, I mean, preseason it was kind of like the other way around where they were super close but we won them, and now it's just been the other way where we've been losing them. But it's a super close game. We started getting momentum back in the first game, and then going into the second game, we were down. Ended up getting a ton of momentum in the back half of the game, going into overtime, and then I unfortunately dinged the 3-pointer that would have sealed the overtime, and then it turned right back around. They got a lot of goals off of clearing boosting, and they were getting down the field just faster than us because that's kind of the Joker bread and butter, right?
Right, yeah.
Their boosting is just so fast, and they always have a stack prepared, like almost no matter where they are in the arena, which you see other people try, other people do it sometimes, but they're just the most consistent at doing it, and they
No,
would
I
just
can
burn
say
us and
it's-
get these opportunities.
It's one of those things I notice when they do it, and you think when you see it happen, you're like, oh yeah, they were right next to each other. Of course they could get together and pull out. But then you watch back your own game, and you're like, why were we so slow? And you look, and you're not getting together as fast as they are, and it's just they're so good at it. It doesn't seem like when you're watching, it doesn't seem like it's this big talented thing. But then, in practice, when you're trying to pull it off yourself, you realize, oh no, they're skilled, very skilled at that.
They're very consistent, and that's why they're number one. And even if they drop games, they're not getting upset. They didn't get upset earlier, and I kind of was saying it going into this game before. I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna go into a game where it's gonna be like the beehive is going off, and they're gonna just go crazy, or if it's gonna be a little bit more loose than that. But they came out and they put out a really strong game, and kind of unfortunate it didn't go to game three. I think a lot of people wanted a game three. We wanted to just play another game, but I mean that's just the Joker classic, super fun match.
So yeah, that was definitely a good game.
Can I
think
comment on this one?
absolutely
Yeah.
100%. Go for it.
What a good game! What an intense game. I lost my voice. Just so good, and my heart sank when you missed that 3 while you were moving laterally. You definitely had difficulty compensating for that lateral movement when you
Mhm.
when you threw it. That's why, but just difficult shot. Such a good game, such a good ending. I know you didn't come away with a win, but really great game. You should be proud of that.
Yeah, it was super fun. And then also, I mean, on top of it too, how did anybody see the viewers during that game? Because the game prior with Joker versus Kang, I mean, we hit 80 viewers today, which was huge, and we had the massive sub train and everything. I don't know what we had during this game, but
I
a
know
lot of
in the
viewers keeping good
games.
matches.
I mean, in games after, like, it was bouncing between 50 and 70. It stayed high all night. So
Yeah.
for a game like this, I would just off of pure extrapolation, just from the game earlier and the games I did see, and kind of a guess. I'd say you probably hit 70, 60 to 70.
Yeah, and Paladar
In your
saying in
game.
chat it was above 60, and I mean it's super exciting to see too, and it definitely shows like a lot of the gameplay, and even I guess you can kind of expand this down to some of the other teams too. It's not just the top teams that are getting this viewership anymore. I mean, a lot of these, I guess, kind of mid teams, and they're putting on exciting matches, right? The matchmaking has leveled out, and there's been really competitive matches, and we've been holding 50 viewers on games that normally wouldn't. Maybe we're get around 20. So
Yeah.
it's been some big growth we've been seeing too.
Yeah, it's definitely an exciting time, and especially as we're pushing into those finals. Yeah, this is. I'm really excited to see how it all kind of explodes in those final weeks, in those final days. Because yeah, I'm really looking forward to camping out those couple days over the weekend, and just casting my ass off, and just enjoying those games because it's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, we'll move on to our last matchup, and this is one I can comment on because I did cast this one. That was Kangarillas versus Joker. What was it was Kang in 3,
Yep.
It was
which
King
is
in 3.
notable. Because, well, no, it would have been more notable had Joker done it in 3. Just because, so Kang again. So third time this season out of 4, 3 out of 4. Kang excuse me, takes this one in 3 against Joker. The fourth game, Joker took that one in 2.
Mhm.
And yeah, I remember I said at the start of round 3, I said, I'm kind of hoping Joker wins round 3 to see Joker winning a round 3, because otherwise, they win in 2 or they lose in 3, and that's it. That still seems to be the case. But of course, they're only losing to Kang. And it was absolutely phenomenal game. A lot of back and forth. The score turned out to be 13-8 round 1 in favor of Joker, 9-7 round 2 in favor of Kang, and 15-8 round 3 in favor of Kang. So you see, Kang kind of ran away with it. You see that momentum shift halfway through, and it was one of those games where there was a lot of back and forth scoring. Someone scored 2, another person scored 2, someone scored 2, another person scored 2. And yeah, it was absolutely. I mean, it was great. It was so exciting too. I mean, some of the saves we saw, some of the goals we saw, the moves we saw, just the whole game was a trip. And that was the game we hit the 80. We hit the the 80 viewers, and yeah, Polydor saying part of it is thanks to hosting from Onward. Which kind of I saw that come up in discussion. It was either today or yesterday, and it looks like Onward and Echo Arena are hosting each other, at least in some capacity. They did it tonight. I know between a couple games tonight, between the last two actually. We were I know Vera One was hosting the an Onward game, which pushed their numbers up over 40, which is cool to see. But yeah, but this one over. I mean, 80 viewers with the hype train. With I think the total number was 41 subscriptions,
Yep.
over 4,000 bits.
Yep, almost 5,000, just
Oh,
short.
almost
It
almost
was-
5,000. Good.
Yeah, it's just impressive. And it's super happy to see too the numbers and kind of like what Pally was saying in the chat too is even though like if it is just people from Onward or like it having that bigger number boosting up and getting us up on the charts because people when they kind of say oh 20 viewers 8 viewers whatever they might not entice people to come in but if we start hitting the hundreds or getting in the 100 and it's definitely going to entice some viewership and these matches were impeccable. This is probably some of the best matches that we could have had these viewerships on because if you didn't know too much about Ocarina, it wasn't too slow of a back and forth. I mean, it was just high intensity gameplay and super fun to watch. The chat was going insane. We had tons of subs flown in, made over $200 just in subs alone, just going into that. It was just a really awesome benchmark for the community, I think, and a super big step forward.
And all those times I asked the viewers to give me their bits, it paid off because it came to a culmination.
Yeah, it was a really exciting night. A lot of really great games today. It's also incidentally why we don't have a whole lot of highlights to go over because so many of these top level games happened today, so the highlights aren't available just yet. And so this was it was an exciting day of games, and this one in particular just really popped off. But yeah, that's our last matchup.
Yeah.
Dollar, go
I
ahead.
just want to say this game was just really amazing. It was close. There was so much excitement. Every time that something happened, either in the game or on the stream or something like that, the voice chat completely blew up, destroying people's ears with the yelling. It was just such a fun game, and it's great to see all the subs and to see some of the Onward community come in and watching, and it was just a lot of fun.
Yeah,
A great game for that to happen.
Speaking of Onward, one more time, Nightfire and Control Flirt Delete, both Onward casters. Nightfire actually on the board with Powdor on the VRML board, but he got his start with casting Onward, and the Control Flirt Delete also one of their casters over there. So we saw their casters hopping into our chat. Definitely had some viewers from over there as well. So definitely loving that crossplay there between the two leagues. But yeah, this has been the Weekly Echo. That is it for the night. Thank you, panelists, for joining here. Andy W, Dollar Ranger, Meatball 90, Sputnik Cobra, Zenith hopped in at one point. Someone else was here for a moment and hopped out. Who was that? I don't remember. There was somebody else.
That was my dad.
It was Sputnik's dad. So yeah, thank you, chat, for being here. This was testing out this new format. There won't be a show tomorrow, regardless of whether or not there's a game. Going into these last couple weeks, it's just there's so much going on. So yeah, there's not going to be a show tomorrow. So there's no Forward Echo. We will be back on Sunday for another rendition of this new version of the Weekly Echo, and gonna see how this one plays and all that good stuff, and gonna see how it does on YouTube as well, and yada yada yada, all that good, whatever. So yeah, thank you for being here. I have been Monsieur Dimwee. This was the Weekly Echo. That was Andy, Dollar, Meatballer, Sputnik, Zenith, and the chat. Palador, Gilligan, Shepard, Lowe's are the best was here at one point. So many people. So thank you for hanging out. I'll see you guys around. Have a good night.